I got some Yankee news, and it sounds pretty good. Hopefully, this thing is working. See, is it going on? Is my stuff working? Can you hear me? So, the Yankees are not planning to go over the luxury tax. And this is really horrible, man. This show today. I'm waiting for Mike to call me, and we're gonna talk about this. But the Yankees are ashamed. They should be ashamed of themselves on how they manage this business, and they need to make changes in management. Period. You're overcharging in tickets prices. You're price gouging the tickets. Okay. You're giving us a bullcrap team on the field, and you expect us to go to these games and spend money there. Three, you have a general manager that is doing nothing to make changes at all. I mean, even down to the minor leagues. I understand there might be nobody to get in the major leagues. I get it. There's nobody to trade for, but work on the minor league teams. Make them championship teams. That way we can get championship players up on the major league level. But they failed to do that. Then you got Aaron Boone that, I mean, he comes out with lie after lie sometimes. And he makes up these delusional scenarios that we're gonna get this back together, and pretty much we're not gonna get nothing back together here. The Yankees are finished. The Yankees are doomed. What up, Bryson and Henry? It's a disgrace, man. And you know what? And listen to this. By all accounts, the Yankees will continue to treat the $210 million luxury tax line as a soft cap, per the Athletic, right? And Ken Rosenthal. So they're saying that gives GM general manager just about $4 million of accessible payroll space. As Rosenthal notes, those limited finances resources could amount to a perceived lack of urgency from the front office. The Yanks are now 2-8 in their last 10 and just 2 games over the 500 mark. So of course, even if the Yankees are ready to spend, they aren't necessarily pieces out there to buy. Pieces out there to buy. The market trends to move as one, and it's tough to get much traction until selling teams feel they have heard from a large enough swath of potential buyers. In early June, there simply aren't enough buyers at the auction, which is true. See, what they need to do is DFA Aaron Hicks. Period. DFA Aaron Hicks. Get rid of that contract. Somehow, some way, I don't know, figure it out. That's what you were general manager for. You know how to do that. The last homestand was horrible. They won what, 2 games out of the whole 8 games, whatever it was anyway, but they got swept by Boston. I mean, how do you let that happen? So it's at this point, look, everybody knows the batting, the batting and the hitting, whatever you want to call it, is bad, right? So why not? How come they don't fire the batting coach? You know? Look, the Mets were doing horrible. They fired the batting coach, and look what happened. The Mets are in first place. You know, maybe they need a new bench coach. I don't know. They need to find somebody in there. But in my opinion, they need to DFA Aaron Boone, his whole staff, and Cashman got to retire. Because I know they don't want to fire Cashman. So let's retire Cashman, right? Next year, let this be his last year. Let us find a new guy, an interim general manager from somewhere. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Anybody could be a general manager at this point. Everybody plays MLB The Show, so you can be a general manager. And you know what, Henry? They don't care. All they care is about pocketing the money. They want to raise the ticket prices Because right now the prices are price gouging now. Even though they are easing restrictions and they're adding more people to the stands, they're keeping the same prices. Preferred pricing, right? Preferred pricing, meaning if you go to a Boston Red Sox game, you're gonna pay $50 to sit upstairs. Prior to if you go see the Orioles, the Baltimore Orioles, you'll pay $10 to sit upstairs. You know what I mean? So they're price gouging all the fans, and they want us to sit there and watch this bullcrap ass team that they don't even care about. You know what I'm saying? It's like, come on. DFA all these guys. All of them. You telling me you can't get pieces here, pieces there, and get rid of these guys? Come on, man. I mean, Aaron Judge, he can go too. You know, if it wasn't for Vladimir Guerrero and Shohei Ohtani, right? Yeah, and Shohei Ohtani, Aaron Judge right now would be MVP of the league. But he still ain't doing nothing. It's crazy. He's playing this bad, and he could have been the MVP of the league. Crazy. So I don't understand it, man. I mean, look, check this out. Listen to this, right? '2019 tickets were way cheaper. Way cheaper. The tier reserve behind me and them seats over there behind me in this screen, it was going for I think like $10 or something like that. No, like $13, $14, $15. And then when you move, if you see behind me the foul pole, if you move to the left of that or right of that, whatever you want to call it, it starts getting into the $20 range. And then in the middle of the stadium, it gets to $25, $30 to sit in the middle, section 420 and all that. The pinstripe pass was actually $15. If you buy the pinstripe pass now, it says 15, but when you go purchase it, it says $30. Like, come on, man. And then when you go redeem the soda or the beer or water that you want to get from the batter's eye deck, then the damn then the code don't work. 3 games already, the code doesn't work, and I have to go to customer service and all. Oh man, wait till you see this vlog. It could be out tomorrow. LeMayu, I don't know what's up with LeMayu, man. LeMayu, they say he's the machine, but this machine is running on Windows 95, man. You know how many updates that's gonna take to get to Windows 20? It's crazy. They do raise the tickets when they sell. It's even worse now. You know, and I know nobody's buying these tickets. I mean, I feel bad for the season ticket holders. The season ticket holders are paying double the price. Because in 2019, they doubled it on me. That's why I don't have those season tickets. I don't have a seat. I get the pinch. I had the ballpark pass. Sad, man, for real. So I had the ballpark pass. With the ballpark pass, I get every game, but you don't have a seat. But they raised in 2018 and before. Let's say the 20 game plan to sit in the tier reserve. It would have been $20 a ticket. For 2, it would have been $800 a season. For 20 games, $400 a piece. Pretty good deal. Then 2019, they wanted to charge you $30 for that game. right? Then they try to play me. I got it in one of them vlogs. They try to play me. The guy he told me, oh, but it's preferred pricing, that the ticket prices go up and down. But I was like, but yeah, if you divide it by 20 games, if you divide this price by 20 games, I'm paying $30 a game, regardless on how you say it. So you're jipping me already. You're lying to me by with this preferred pricing crap. You know what I mean? And then let's talk about Yankee Stadium, period. It's not even kept up. They got all this money and they can't even make it look nice. It's sad, man. I don't know where they spend this money at, man, but it's horrible. I mean, they could do way better than what they're doing now. They need me to be the manager of equality. I forget what they call that. Wait, I had another article I was gonna read y'all real quick. So the Yankees ain't getting nowhere. So the latest on Kubla, that they say he should be throwing. Recovery from rotator cuff strain is still projected. Keep the righty out of action until around the last week of July. But Yankees manager Aaron Boone did provide some positive news in an update with reporters. After receiving a second and third opinion from doctors, Kubler is expected to start throwing on flat ground within a few days' time. His initial diagnostics would have kept him from throwing whatsoever for 4 weeks. So, you should be hearing from a Meredith Maracative sometime that this guy was throwing on flat ground. Also, Lou Voigt was actually running around too. And I never heard about the other who's the other guy? I mean Ellsbury. I mean Hicks. Aaron Hicks, Ellsbury. The new Ellsbury, Aaron Hicks. I haven't heard nothing with this guy, so um the Yankees are doomed, man. They don't want to help. They say that Cashman is gonna do nothing to help the team. And you know what? In my opinion, they need to DFA Brian Cashman. Bottom line, man. Like I said before, he has done nothing with the minor league system. What happened to all these prospects that they promised us? Where are they? You know what I mean? They're just rotting down there in the minor leagues. You had that kid Florial come up for one game. Like, really? I bet you these guys could do better than the guys that we got now. Brett Gardner, I'm sorry. We love him, but he's got to go. Brett Gardner's got to go. He's striking out more times than I don't know anybody. I think me and you could do better than that. Jesus Christ. Brett Gardner, I mean, the Brett Gardner experiment is over. What we need to do is have a Brian Cashman day and a Brett Gardner day. Appreciation day. Let him throw out the first pitch. And they put out a little plaque with your name out there in Monument Park. And it's over, bro. That's it. Brian Cashman day, give him the plaque. You know, with the one championship he got. But you can add the other ones to it too. You know, and then he ain't do nothing, man. He ain't do nothing in 10 years. 11 years, he hasn't done nothing. The guy needs to go. If you had a business, if you was running a business and paying for this crap, would you let these guys run this business that way? No, I wouldn't. Horrible, man. Oh, and then Severino started pitching. He continues to make his way back from Tommy John surgery. So he's already tossed a 3-inning simulated game. And they building him up and up and up after that. Quality assurance manager. That's me right there. Yankees, You need to hire me as the quality insurance manager. I'll show you what quality insurance is all about. All right? And we ain't going to be left behind. Vote for me, vote for mayor. I should run for mayor next, I'm telling you. But if the Yankees are going to open up the stadium 100% in July, they must lower these prices. They must lower these prices. Not this crap that you send an email from Yankee.com saying, oh, buy these tickets for half price and this and that. No, we don't want to do that. You need to lower the prices from the beginning. When it starts, July and on. Lower the ticket prices, man. Because nobody wants to go to these games, man. Not this bad. Not with the team they got on the field. At all. Who wants to go to this crap? I mean, for all that, you better off going to the Mets game. Because at least the Mets are in first place. And you know something, too? The Met fans are humble about it, too. Because I don't see no Met fans going crazy and being bold about it. All the Met fans are being quiet. But then you got the best team in baseball, the New York Yankees, playing as the worst team in baseball. How is that? How did the Yankees become the Knicks? And by me saying how the Yankees become the Knicks, how you make the most money and you have the worst team? The New York Knicks is #1 franchise that makes the most money in basketball. And they have the worst team. Well, they had the worst team for many years. But now this one year was a fluke, I think. They just had the great guys together to gel. But can they do it next year? I hope so. But man, this is terrible. Yeah, Citi Field is a good stadium. You know, but I got my problems with Citi Field too, man. Citi Field, they rushed that project. Citi Field should have been a dome. They should have made a dome and a retractable dome for the Mets, where they can have it as a convention center, concerts, baseball, and all that other stuff. You know what I'm saying? And then, what I don't like about Citi Field is how you honor Babe Ruth. How you honor Jackie Robinson. I get why you honor Jackie Robinson, right? We all get why we honor Jackie Robinson. But why honor Jackie Robinson in the front of Citi Field, which he's never played for the Mets, right? And he never played in Queens. And then they want to make Citi Field look like the original Ebbets Field, right, from Brooklyn. I don't know, man. They could have made a brand new. They could have made a brand new design stadium, but they went with Ebbets Field. Why? I have no idea, man. I don't know. Those people are nuts too, man. And now, to go back to Yankee Stadium, yeah, they made it look like the old stadium, but the inside is totally awesome. The inside of Yankee Stadium doesn't get better than that, but the way they have it organized there is horrible, man. Now, everything's closed, right? Now, when are they gonna bring back the Cracker Jack guy, the beer man, the Haagen-Dazs guy, the pretzel guy, the hot dog guy, the cotton candy guy, the souvenir guy? When are they gonna bring these people back? Right? I mean, they don't even serve popcorn and cotton candy at Yankee Stadium. Okay? Because of the pandemic, they don't serve no popcorn or cotton candy. Where I don't understand why. Because popcorn, you just scoop it and put it in a cup. Right? Yeah, man, the Brooklyn Nets are the only chance we got, man. We used to have the Giants, but the Giants turned into I don't know what they turned into, man. Jesus Christ. All our New York teams have failed and turned into tourist traps. Yankee Stadium is a tourist trap. It's a tourist trap. They're making all these immigrants come from different countries, hype them up to go to Yankee Stadium, right? Because everybody wants to go to Yankee Stadium and blah, 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 and see the Yankees and blah, blah, blah. So that's why we got to pay this extra money, right? And then they don't care about the residents of the Bronx. They don't care about the people who live in the neighborhood. They don't care about the people who live in the neighborhood. The police shut down all the blocks. So now you got to drive in massive traffic with Yankee traffic. And now when you get home, you can't find no parking for your car. Because there's a million people out here and the traffic ain't going nowhere. Come on, man. Yankees don't care about the Bronx. The Yankees don't care about you. The Yankees don't care about me. All the Steinbrenners care about is putting that money in their pocket. They don't even care about Cashman. Because if they cared about Cashman, they would be telling him, yo, step your game up, bro. And that would have been said in the news. Or in the newspaper or whatever. TMZ. Right? Come on. You think he cares? He's out on a yacht somewhere in the Great Lakes up there. Now I bet you they don't even watch baseball. And you know what? They will never prove me wrong. Because they can't. The Steinbrenner family, honestly, is just basically, I don't know, they might have to sell the team one day. Because ain't nobody rich enough to buy the team. So this is gonna happen for a long time. The new 2000s is the new 80s. Where the team does nothing for years. And it took George Steinbrenner to come back and fix the team, man. Now they can't even do that now. Allegedly they find the best players to play on the Yankees. And these guys ain't so great. And they don't fire the batting coach, which he's the problem because they hitting. Because they are not hitting. And they don't fire him. But everybody else you want to get rid of. Right? A-Rod, Mark Teixeira, you DFA'd him immediately. Right in the stadium. You DFA'd him. Jorge Posada, you didn't even let him catch a whole year until you let him go. You let him play. You let a legend, a great legend, 4 championship rings, the whole 9 yards, championship catcher, and his last year with the Yankees, you don't even let him catch. You Stephon Marbury'd him, and you set him on the bench. Come on, man. That's what the Yankees do. If we could go all the way down to Joe Torre. Joe Torre was our greatest manager at the time we had. And you want to play with his contract? That's why he didn't come back to the Yankees, because you want to play with his contract? You don't want to listen to him and buy the guys that he want to get? But you want to go a different way. That's why y'all didn't see eye to eye at the end. Because y'all didn't want to spend the money. Y'all wanted to pocket the money. And the Yankees family been pocketing the money for years. For years they've been pocketing the money. You think they care about you? They think they care if you even bought a ticket to the game? They don't care because they're still going to make money regardless. Even if you don't show up to the games, you could protest and not go to the games no more for the rest of your life. And they'll still make money. Still make money. Why? Because of this logo. Because of this logo. Because of these stripes. They'll still make money. That's something. It's a tourist attraction, man. Yankee Stadium is like going to Coney Island. You know, when you go to Coney Island, You get a Nathan's hot dog, you go to the beach, and you walk around Astroland, right? I think that's called Astroland, right? Yankee Stadium is the same thing. You come to the Bronx, you go to Yankee Stadium, you eat a hot dog, right? Pretzel, steak cheese sandwich, whatever, and you feel like you did something. And you witness history playing. Right? Come on, man, that's the gimmick, man. They don't care. And you know what? And if that's the case, man, we need to have a petition saying fire Brian Cashman. And Aaron Boone need to go too. You need to go. If you want a manager, you the Yankees have one in the wings waiting. Buck Showalter. He's your new Yankee manager. He's your new Yankee manager. And if I was management, and if CC Sabathia wanted a job, I'll make him the bench coach. That's it. You have Buck Showalter, the manager. CC Sabathia, the bench coach. Because he could talk that crap to the players. And he knows about the new game. Because he just played in it. He just finished playing in the new game. It's the same game. It's not that old. And they need to find a batting coach. The pitching coach is going to have to stay because the Yankees have the number one pitching. That's the only thing that kept them afloat this whole time. You know what I mean? The Yankee pitching. So you keep the pitching coach. And some of these guys have to be DFA'd, man. That's just the bottom line. That's the way it has to be. But yeah, I think I'm gonna leave it here and call it a day. I'm gonna work on my next video and put that out soon. Maybe tomorrow. But CC would be a perfect candidate for the staff. He goes to the games. He's still involved in baseball and all that. He's a media person. I think he's the perfect candidate. You know, but other than that, man, the Yankees suck. And the Yankees will always suck because of the management that they have, man. Aaron Boone, we love the guy and everything. I think he did well as a manager. But right now, they're putting out the worst lineup in baseball. The worst lineups in baseball. You know? And 25% is your fault. 75% is, well, let me say 25% is Aaron Boone's fault. 50% is Brian Cashman's fault. And the next 25% is Steinbrenner's fault. So they want to pocket the money. You know what I mean? The Yankees don't give nothing. And let me, before I go, let me say this. The Yankees don't give nothing away for free. So it's like, when you gonna tell me that these guys got free seats to sit in the luxury box in the stadium, not to get in, not free to get in. Like, you pay your ticket to get in the tier reserve and they hook you up to sit downstairs, right? Like these guys, right? Like these big time superstars. The big time superstars that talk baseball, podcasts, and all that, right? Dumb guys. Right? We know who we talking about, right? The superstars of baseball podcasts. Right? They get treated like royalty when they get to Yankee Stadium. But they paid for their ticket to get in. That don't mean nothing to me. That you could put me down to the front. It don't mean nothing to me. Because anywhere I sit, I'm okay with. I like to sit in the top. I like to sit in the back. That's how I did it. I ain't rich. I'm poor. So I sit with the poor. And I view the game as the poor. You know what I'm saying? Can you enjoy the game better, closer? Yeah, you can, but you don't really see the game that well. Like as from Hawks Nest in the top. So, you know what means something to me? Free tickets. That means something to me. But will the Yankees ever give out free tickets? No. No. They won't never give me a free ticket. But you say, oh, but BX Bomber, they gave you a fan appreciation free ticket for 2. But the Yankees didn't give that out. That's sponsored by StubHub. They pocket all the money, man. If Yankee Stadium want to show me love, send me in there for free. You ain't got nobody in there anyway. And maybe my vlogs will bring you more money. Won't you lower the ticket prices down and more people will go to the game? You have sold out crowds every night if you lower the ticket prices. Come on, people out here ain't rich. All the people that go to Yankee Stadium are from out of town. Long Island, upstate New York, New Jersey, right? Some other way from Airplane. Right. We got Michael coming. What's up, Mike?
Was running late. I had to do things. So.
Nah, it's all good, man. But I was just about to finish up. But the Yankees, man, they need to fire the whole staff, man.
Yeah, I wanted to just touch up on that. Like, this team has to just they have to rebuild, man. There's really nothing else to it. Like they're horrible, man. They're pathetic. I mean, there's nothing else really to say. I mean, they have to beat the Twins now. If they get swept in this series, they're already finished. How more finished can they be now? I mean, I thought this team was savages in the box. It seems like they're losers in the box.
You're absolutely right, man. And they're doing nothing about it. Nothing about it.
They don't want to fire management. They want to keep the same exact players. They don't want to revamp. They just don't want to, and by them doing that, they're not going to go anywhere. They're going to continue to lose every year. I don't think next year is going to be any different either.
No.
To be honest with you, I think it's just going to be the same thing.
Yeah.
Because people don't think they're going to do anything, even if they miss the playoffs. People think they're just going to bring the same team back again.
They are going to bring the same, and they have been doing that for every year.
Yeah.
They bring the same team back every year.
Yeah, something has to be done. Can they at least fire Marcus Timms? They don't want to bring any of their guys up from the farm system. They call up Florial, then send them back down again. They brought up that other kid, Gittins, but I don't know if that guy's going to be any good. They brought him up. Dominguez isn't ready. They don't want to do trades. It seems like Cashman's going to probably just say, oh, yeah, the acquisition is going to be Severino. That's going to be like his excuse. What is Severino going to do, though? These Yankee fans make me laugh, though. What is he going to do when he comes back? He's not going to help he's not going to save the Yankees.
Nothing.
And Britton, too. It's like they think that those guys are going to be like, they're going to turn it around if they bring those guys back. But Severino can't hit, and neither can Britton. It's been the offense. Yeah. I got news for you. I don't even think the pitching's that good anymore. The pitching has carried them throughout these last 2 months. But even their pitching, if you remember those 2 games with the Red Sox, they were winning 3-0. They blew it because the bullpen blew it. So their bullpen's not that good. I'm just saying.
Well, they're burning out now. The bull. I mean, how can you pitch without motivation? You know?
Yeah, because they're not focused, and they're such a losing. They've been so horrible, and they've been losing every single game. So it's just it goes in with the whole. It comes with the territory. The hitting, the pitching. It's like a combination now because they've been so horrible. So now it's just a mixture of everything. It's been horrible. They were winning that game though, 3-0, and then the Sunday game they were winning 3-1. And then they blew it. I mean, you had a chance. See, they don't score. What do they score? 2 or more runs? That's it. They've been doing this the whole entire season. This is like the worst Yankee team since 1967 or something. It's just That goes really. That tells you all about this team that you need to know. I mean, they're just a horrible baseball team. They just. Do you think this team is going to finish in last place? I won't be surprised.
I won't be surprised neither, man. I mean, the Yankees are. I mean, the Yankees are really that bad.
I mean, and then now they're investigating with the balls, with pine tar, with the substances, with Garrett Cole. That's not good. Now Donaldson called out Garrett Cole. I don't know what's going to be of that. All these pitches are getting busted now. But you know, just all around a bad year for the Yankees, man. It's just like everything's tumbling down for them. It's just can it get any worse than this? I think it could, because if they could fall 10, 15 games out, this team. What are they now? 6.5 games out.
I'm not sure. Let me see the stats real quick.
Because I know the Red Sox won again. So, you see, that's another problem. They're in a better. This division is just too. It's too much for them this year. You got the Blue Jays, the Red Sox, the Rays. They can't take these teams, and they can't beat them. They're awful against the American League East this year. They're awful. They can't win any games in their division. And this is really like the reason why I think too they're not going to make the playoffs. Go figure. This is the year they're finally healthy, right? And they can't win. I mean, they're finally healthy this year, and they suck.
Yeah, I know, man. I don't understand it either, man.
I mean, that was just awful to watch that Red Sox series. I missed most of the games. I just didn't want to pay attention to it. I shut it off. But even not watching them, I was thinking maybe I'll get lucky. I don't watch the games they win, and they still lost. And it's just been an embarrassment. I don't even know what to make of this with the Minnesota Twins now. You're going to even watch these games? I don't even want to. I stopped watching them a long time ago. You're going to watch these games?
Well, we got to see how bad it gets, man. I can't analyze them if I don't watch
them. Isn't it bad enough? I mean, isn't it like bad enough? I think it's already like it's almost to a point where I think the Yankees just. I think they fell into a hole now, and I think this is as bad as it could get. Unless they fall 10 or 15 games out, then then it's just really over. But
no, they need to DFA a lot of guys, man. Period.
Oh yeah, but they don't do that. They don't do nothing. They don't make trades. They don't release anybody. They should have released Gary Sanchez. You know how many guys should have been gone from this team right now? If George Steinbrenner was alive, half of this team would have been fired right now. Everybody would have been gone. Gone, you out. Release this guy, DFA this guy, trade this guy. They would have been all gone. Cashman would have been fired. Boone would have been fired. Marcus Timms would have been fired. Randy Levine would have been fired. All these guys, Lon Trost. I know the whole entire Yankee management department. They all suck. You think they care about the fans?
They don't, man. They need to all go, man. It's a fact.
This should have been a wake-up call. Getting swept by the Red Sox, that should have made a statement in them rebuilding this team. Because everyone now, most Yankee fans, are all saying that now the Yankees should rebuild this team now, that they have to start over. And I can't believe they're not going to be sellers at the deadline. But Roger was saying he doesn't think they're going to be buyers or sellers. Then what is this team's plans then? They don't want to do either one. So what do they just want to miss the playoffs then every single year? That's the attitude that we're going with now. Yeah. They signed Garrett Cole, thought it was going to be like a World Series, but we were all duped. We were tricked into thinking that this team was going to be a World Series team. And now we got fooled now. And now Cashman and Steinbrenner want to just keep it the way it is then. I don't get that whole status, though. If you really originally wanted to win a World Series and you were going for it, now why all of a sudden now? Now you guys want to be a losing team now? It's like that's another reason. Hal Steinbrenner never wants to spend money. He always wants to stay on the luxury tax. It's just talking about this team, man. It's like you'll just like go out of your mind. It's like they're a depressing bunch. They're a depressing team. They really are.
Yeah, man. It's bad, man, right now. I mean,
and now Garrett Cole, it just couldn't get any worse for this team. Now Garrett Cole is gonna. What is this guy gonna suck now the rest of the season because he doesn't have the spin rate on his pitches now?
Oh, now we got a guy. Check this out. God forbid, but now we got a guy for how long? 9 years?
Yeah, 8 years now.
8 years, and he's not gonna pitch well.
I hope not. You better hope that he doesn't really go down down the tubes. But if he does, that's going to turn out to be another horrible contract because he didn't have spin rate. And DJ LeMahieu, I hate to say this, man. DJ LeMahieu is not. This guy's not money, man. He's not living up to the contract. I'm a big DJ LeMahieu supporter. This guy sucks this year. He's not doing. This guy seems like he got old overnight. Like what happened to him? For 2 years, he was the top baseball player. He was the top player in baseball. He was this guy hit for average every year. What happened to this guy? He's like, you know how horrible he is this year with runners in scoring position? He's at 259.
He swings at the first pitch like everybody else, man. Horrible.
It's like this guy was a top player in baseball. He's like a top 5 player for 2 years. Now he's horrible now. He's like one of the worst players. I mean, how could you when you went from hitting 327, 364, now you're hitting 259? What the hell is that?
Yeah, I don't know, man. That's
I mean,
horrible.
are these guys all playing injured and they're not saying anything? Because the Yankees, they never say anything when they're injured. They keep the injuries
That could
status
be
quo.
that could be a possibility, man.
I mean, all these guys, this whole entire offense, could they all possibly be all injured and they're not saying a word? And that's why they're so bad? Because I'm sorry, but an offense with all these guys, they have apparently a lot of talent on this team. They can't be this bad. If they're healthy, they should be hitting. There's no excuses. 2 or more runs? I mean, I was bringing up stats. You look at Katie Sharp. She's a Yankee fan and a fanatic, and she was bringing up all those stats of how bad the Yankees have been since this year, 1960-something. And she was bringing up a lot of good, stats. And I was like, this team, there's no way in hell this team's making the postseason then. Because when I saw what she was bringing up, it would blow your mind to see these stats. You would be like, oh, my God, this team is so – there's no way to put it how bad they are this year. I didn't think it was going to be this way. And, then we just don't have the right players then.
Yeah.
The Yankees just don't have the right players. They don't have.
They don't.
This team is. I mean, all these years they made the postseason and they lost. They choked because I guess they're just not good. I mean, what's going to be? I mean, even if they do get into the playoffs, you don't see this team going far into the playoffs.
No way. No, not like that, man. Not like that.
No,
not
that's
like
why
that.
It's not even worth making it. Because if you're going to lose in the first round again with a $220-something payroll, you might as well just miss the playoffs then, because you're not going to go far anyways. And now, like I told you this, I think I told you this a few shows ago. Now the league and around baseball has finally caught up with the Yankees now. They know how to pitch to these guys. They're not afraid of them. They go out there just going for home runs all the time and striking out. They don't pull the ball. They don't do the little things, the bunts, the sacrifice flies. They don't hit the ball to the opposite field. They don't hit it to the gap.
Right.
And now they finally caught up with them now. And now they're getting exposed for the team they truly are. Because all those years they made it because they outscored everybody and they hit home runs. Right. Now, in the regular season, it's showing now. They can't even get out of their own way now. Because now it's affecting them now. And they're also they're 3 years older than the Yankees. You have to understand, this team has been 5 years into this window, and now they're older now. But they finally caught up to them. They made the playoffs all these years because they scored. They outscored everybody and they hit home runs. Now it's not working. See, they don't hit home runs. They don't win the Yankees. That's all they're built on. They don't change your approach. It's just the same thing, man. And we have a horrible scouting department. That's another thing I wanted to bring up. We have a horrible farm system. And this is another reason why the Yankees they're not the team that they are. Just go out there and just slug home runs. They're the Bronx Bombers, I guess. It's a horrible analogy, but it's the truth. They just go by what they are. They're the Bronx Bombers. They're not a situational team. Horrible situational hitting team. They don't get timely hitting.
Yeah.
They just don't. Look at all the other. The Pittsburgh Pirates are better than the Yankees.
It's sad, yeah, man. It's sad but true, man. It's sad.
Look at all the teams now. I think that we're
in baseball.
I think we're like the worst of the worst now. I think we just hit rock bottom. I think it's just finally come to realization now that we got to maybe start to accept the fact that the Yankees are going to be this whole season. We're just not going to ever get out of this this slump that we're in. It's just a shame. Now we got to face another horrible team. Do you really think you believe in your heart that they're going to beat this thing? They couldn't even beat the Detroit Tigers.
Yeah,
I mean, Minnesota's.
I don't know what's going to happen in Minnesota. I don't even think they're going to win in Minnesota neither.
No, they're not. And now with the allegations with Garrett Cole now, that might have them shaken up now. And then Cole might pitch bad. He's pitching tomorrow, I think. Montgomery's pitching. I don't even want to watch these games. I'm nervous to watch these games now because you look at the score and you're going to see Minnesota right away. The Yankees are always down in games. They never. What would they lose now 5 in a row? This team is lucky if they ever win a game ever again.
It's true, man. It's true.
I mean, every time you're looking at the scoreboards, it's always the other team is up. They're scoring first. They put runs on the board first. The Yankees never. And then when the Yankees are down by 2-3 runs, the game's over. That's it. Because they don't score any runs. They score 1 run, 2 runs, and that's it. And then if they do score the Yankees, they blow the lead. So it's just nothing goes their way, man. This team is just it's just a horrible baseball team. I didn't think we were gonna have one of those bad Yankee teams that we were gonna Because a couple of years they didn't make the playoffs. I didn't think it was going to happen with this team. I didn't think it was possible with Garrett Cole and Aaron Judge, with Stan, with LeMay. This was a team that wasn't going to make it to the playoffs. If you were to tell me that, like years ago, I would have been laughing at you. I mean, if you would have told me last offseason, I would have been like, what the hell?
Yeah, man. Who would have thought, man? I mean, the way this pitching, we already knew the pitching rotation was a question mark, behind Cole. But now they pretty much proved themselves. But the team ain't hitting, period, man. I mean, how much can you pitch? If the team ain't hitting.
But what are they going to do now with this whole substances with the ball now? Garrett Cole's talking right now to the media, so we got to see what he says. But what are they going to do? How could they punish these players? I don't understand it. They're not going to do it like you get suspend them for the year or anything. If anything, it's probably just going to be like a fine or something.
No,
what could they possibly?
I think what they should do is make it into law that you can't use the whatever it is, right? And then from that day on, if you get caught, you get suspended. You know what I mean? Everybody starts with a clean slate. That type of thing. And
I think, now they're saying Garrett Cole's kind of admitting it now that he used substances. So see, it's coming out now. Oh, that's not good.
Yeah, I don't know what's gonna happen, man.
It's a shame. It's and it has to be the Yankees, right? It has to be one of our. Of course, it's always our team that's tainted with something, or it's a shame. It's always got to be our team. They always go after the Yankees. That we're always like the number one target, the Yankees, when it comes to steroids and all things, pine tar, and it's just embarrassing. And we suck. We're not even good this year. On top of it, this wouldn't bother me this much if the Yankees were great. I would be like, who gives a crap? But the fact now this is all coming out with the subsistence, with the spin rate and everything, it's not good. It's not a good look now. And the Yankees are terrible this year, so that makes it look even worse.
Yeah, man. I don't know what they're gonna do, man. We'll see. We'll see tonight, man, when the Yankees play. But
it's just been horrible. The Red Sox series was a bomb. It was horrible. Now,
I knew they were gonna get swept that series.
Yeah, it's just horrible. It's just, but we know what this team is now. It's just they're a bad team. You can't really have high hopes anymore unless they go on a huge winning streak, which I highly doubt. But there's really nothing else to talk about, anything good. So
yeah, we could definitely end the show here, man.
All right.
Because I said a whole bunch. I already said my piece about the whole management. They should all be fired, in my opinion. And all of them should be DFA'd. Everybody. The only one you keep is the pitching coach because he's the only one keeping us afloat. You know what I mean? Everybody else get the hell out of here.
But I don't get what spin rate, though. Explain to me what the spin rate is before you let me go. What is the spin rate? He's still going to throw like 100 miles an hour, right? Like, I don't get the spin rate thing.
No, the spin rate makes the ball travel faster. That's the point. So, when you have a baseball in your hand?
Yeah.
I have one here. Show the camera. When you have a baseball in your hand, it has the seams on it, right? So what happens is what they're doing is they have that sticky stuff on like their fingertips.
Yeah.
And they're gripping the seam of the ball by the seams.
Yeah.
And what they're doing is they're snapping it. You know what I mean? Like a snap, so it rolls off the finger. You know what I mean? So the ball can spin like faster like that. They snap it like they snap it with the sticky stuff. So when the ball spins faster, the ball travels faster. Period.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So let's say normally you throw 50 miles an hour, right? But if you get your spin rate up, you'll still throw at 50 miles an hour. But when the ball leaves your hand with that sticky stuff, and plus the spin rate is gonna go up, that ball is gonna go at least 60, 70. You're gonna get some high RPM on that.
Yeah, like high velocity.
Yeah, that contributes to the velocity as well. It's all connected. That spin rate is something. And man. I don't know how they're gonna do that, man. I think they need to come up with better ways on hiding it, in my opinion.
Yeah, they're gonna have to, because if they get caught again, then they're gonna be even more hot water. So I mean, that's all I want to know about the spin rate. So I guess we'll end it here, man.
Yeah, man, it was a good show, man. So we'll end it here. I want to thank everybody for listening and watching. And
All
we'll
right.
see everybody next one. See you, Mike. We'll talk to you on the next one. So, thank you for watching and listening. Please like, share, subscribe, and that's all, folks. I think we're gonna. Hopefully, we have the sticky stuff. Pine tar. Well, the sticky stuff is that sticky stuff. What they name sticky stuff is a mixture of pine tar, rosin, and boiled Coca-Cola, and then they make it sticky. And I think they make it. I think they try to make it clear. Word, right? Pineda, the pine tar king. That's a fact, yo. How the hell they let him go out of the dugout with all that pine tar on his neck? Right? Who the hell let him out of the... And nobody said nothing to him and just left it on his neck just like that? Come on, bro. But anyway, thank you for watching. I appreciate you. I'm going to have some vlogs coming out soon. Very shortly, I'm going to have all of them coming out. And then, yeah, man. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you at Yankee Stadium. So long, everybody. See ya.